Good morning, everyone. I'm going to give you just a minute to get on here because it always takes a little while for me to pop up in people's feeds and stuff. I hope it's sun shining where you are this morning. It is here, so that's good. Yesterday was kind of a gray day, and so today I'm enjoying the sunshine. And this morning, early in the morning, I the fire alarm woke me up, and it wasn't like a full-on fire alarm. It was just one big loud blare. That was it. And I I'm pretty sure our fire alarms are hardwired. So I'm like, oh no, I hope the fire thing, the alarm isn't and nearer the end of its lifespan again, because we had them replaced a few years ago because they would randomly just like blare out. And so this morning at 4 a.m., like I was just so awake from that. I was in such a deep sleep and I was startled awake that I was up from 4 a.m. And so, like, my eyes today, I'm just like really not quite awake yet. And I'm thinking that I probably should take a nap, but Tuesday is usually my busiest day. So I'm like, yuck, I'm gonna be a sleepy girl all day. I hope you guys are all okay. I hope you guys got sleep last night, not like me. I had trouble falling asleep, and then that early morning fire alarm blast, and then it was just done. So I'm just hoping that it doesn't continue each morning at 4 a.m. because yeah, then we'll have to do something about that because I can't continue that. I don't know what it is about the fire alarms in this house. It's just it's a weird quirk. It happened to us actually a few years ago. It happened to us, and one of our alarms went wonky, so we replaced it. And I had talked to my dad about it at the time, and he said, you know what? When one of them goes, um, you probably should replace the other one too because it will probably go wonky soon enough. And within a month, the other one went bad too. And I had told our repair guy, because we're renting this house. So I told the repair guy at the time, I said, my dad's an electrician, and he said that the other one will probably go too. And he totally blew it off. Said, oh no, it will be fine. But sure enough, a month later, he had to come back and replace the other one too. So there you go. My dad had really good advice on electrical matters, and I really hope that that doesn't continue on because it's going to drive me batty. All right, I see some of you have arrived. I will go over the comments and everything, but welcome this morning. Today is Casing Tuesday, and that's when we take a card out of a Stampin' Up catalog and we give it a makeover. And I love today's card because it's really simple. And last night I was like, I usually design my card the day before. And I was like, I hope the sketch is going to be easy because like my brain was just not in it last night. So let me show you the card. There it is. Look how easy that is. We've got a banner layer in the back and a nice big layer in the front. I love it. And you can be more or less like put more or less embellishments in there. On this card, there's a little piece of ribbon on the one side of the card. I didn't do anything with that. I just left it blank because I liked my card just as it was. And then here's the sketch. Very easy, right? Look how easy that is. A 3x4 layer, a 5x2 layer, and then our base card is, the front is 5.5 by 4.25. Just super easy, right? So anyway, I am going to show you how my card and how I made it today. Let me switch over to my other camera. Here's my card. I feel like this is a Brenda card, a very typical Brenda card because it's a very clean, simple card. I love the lines. I love the way it's just like really pleasing to the eye. I don't know. I just love it. And this one's using the Coming Home bundle. I actually didn't use the dies for this for this card, but you could, if you wanted to pop up any of the elements of the card, like maybe the car or the house, you could definitely die cut any of these images. But I didn't do that. But I wanted to mention the Coming Home stamp set and bundle, because $3 from the purchase of this stamp set goes to charities that deal with adoption, foster care, and infertility. And infertility is near and dear to my heart, because we struggled to have our son, and it is very very expensive if you need help in that arena to have a child. And yeah, and it is very heart-wrenching, that whole experience. So I really thought this really touches my heart. And of course, adoption and foster care are also really worthy of our attention as well. So I love that Stampin' Up! Is donating $3 from the sale of the stamp set. And that includes also the bundle if you get the Coming Home stamp set within the bundle. So either one will do. The other stamp set that I'm using is the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. And if you don't already have this one, I recommend it because it's got a lot of different greetings. I used Happy Holidays because this just looked to me like a happy card, but there's so many different greetings that you could use. And instead of this one, even just this long skinny one, but they've got kind of different configurations. I love to use these on my 3D items because they're small enough that they can fit onto a little small square or rectangle, and they just add that little nice little touch to your stamped projects. So definitely recommend this stamp set. Okay, let me show you how I made this one. I started off with a piece of 3 by 4 inch cardstock. And I grabbed my some pieces from the Coming Home stamp set, and I'm going to use my Tuxedo Black ink pad. And first I'll start off by inking up the house. Sometimes it's easier for me to ink up like this. I can see really easily if I've got ink all over my image. And this one, I want to stamp it about 1/4 inch from the side and about maybe 3/8 of an inch from the top. That's just a guesstimate. You need to have enough room for your car and the trees and the greeting that will go down at the bottom. And then I'm going to come in with the car next because that needs to fit in here. And the car is just going to be stamped. That little corner right there is going to be on that corner when it comes down from the window, the car window. Okay, so I'm just kind of building a little scene here. And then I'm going to take, there's 2 trees in the stamp set. I'm going to use the smaller tree. And I'll just stamp one here and one here. And I went up in block size. This is a B block because this stamp is like really close to the edges onto the sides, and I really wanted to be able to see where I was stamping it in relation to the other objects on here. All right, now let's grab the Happy Holidays. And let's stamp that. Let's make sure first of all it is the right side up. And there we go. So all the stamping for this card is done in one fell swoop. Really easy. And then we're going to take our blends because I love Stampin' Blends. They just make me happy. Really bright colors, and that's what I think we want at Christmas time. So I'm going to start off with Pool Party. This one's dark Pool Party. And I'm just going to brush on the house. The dark Pool Party. I'm actually going to try and go over this twice to get it a little darker. But let's do a first layer here. This is the biggest object I have to color. I just love the way these just kind of blend together and they don't have those little dots. So let me come in here and lay down a little bit more color. Just to deepen it a bit. Oh, I'm going off my screen a bit. Sometimes my camera shifts a little bit because this is also where I do all of my stamping. So you can see I just added another layer of color and that just deepened the house a little bit. All right, let's do the trees next, and I'm going to use Old Olive Dark. And I'm doing the trunk in Old Olive too, because this is kind of a very basic sort of coloring that I'm doing. All dark, no shading. That's what I was in the mood for. I just wanted to color it like all one color. I don't know. I'm in a mood this week. Okay, so those are the trees. And then let's come in and do the roof. So I'm going to use gray granite and I'm going to alternate with these lines on the roof. This is the dark that I'm using first, and I'll use a little dark on the top or the bottom of the chimney as well. And then I'll come in with my light and do the alternating ones. And this provides a little contrast. And then finally, I'm going to use my real red and I'm going to color the door. Color, color, color. I'm using my bullet tip on this one because it's a little bit, there's not as much space. And then I'm going to do the little love bug in real red as well, just to give it that Christmas feel. I don't know, there's something about like a yellow love bug that would make me happy, but this is Christmas. The love bug needs to be red. It just does. It's weird how certain things you just like are I'm very decisive about. This just has to be. Alright. Okay, and if you want to, you can come in and do the little bumper. Oh, I have the brush tip, but I'll be careful. And just do the little bumpers in gray granite, and that's the light gray granite. And that is all I did for the coloring. Very easy, right? So easy. I love it. I really do. Sometimes just kind of creating a little scene just like makes me really happy. And there's so many little houses. Oh, I probably should have put a little light post in there. I don't have enough room now. But that I didn't realize was in there. Oh, and I should have done a little wreath. Let's do a little wreath. Why not? I'm going to grab it. I was going to do it on the original card, and then I just completely forgot I was going to do it. Let me grab. Okay, here's a scrap piece of Whisper White. It's a pretty die cut shape, but I'm just going to go for it and just stamp on here, just because it was the first thing that I grabbed in my basket over there. So I'm just going to take the wreath and stamp it down here in the corner. And there is actually a die that matches this, but it's all the way across the room. So I'm going to hand cut this little circle in a second. So let's grab these two. And let me color in the little leaves of the wreath. Really carefully. In this case, since this is such a small little thing, it is so much easier to color first and then cut second, because otherwise you're going to go crazy trying to hold down that little tiny piece, right? This is a little easier. Let me grab my paper snips. This is an easy shape to cut because it's like really round and easy. Of course, die cutting is nice, but sometimes a pair of scissors is almost faster if you have to go and grab the dies, find them, grab your machine, set it up. Sometimes it's just easier to grab a pair of snips and cut it out. Oh, look, it's so cute. Also, there's paper. This paper also, wherever my paper pack is. I don't know where it got to. It's across the room. It also has little tiny wreaths in it too that you could just cut out, which I could have done as well. And I'm looking for a mini dimensional. Do you think I can find one in my little pack? Here we go. Okay, mini dimensional. So now we're going to make it look even more like the holidays. The holidays. All right. And then we can stick that right on the top of the house. Yay! All right. Okay, let's build the rest of our card. So we need a card base, and this is 11 inches by 4 1/4, and then I scored it in half at the 5 1/2 inch mark. And then I've got a piece of that paper. It is, oh, what is the name of the paper? I will tell you. Let me scroll down. It's called Trimming the Town Designer Series paper. And so I took a piece of that and cut it to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And yeah, I could have used the busy side, but honestly, I'll just show you. It makes it kind of busy, at least close up. Maybe not on the camera now that I'm looking at it. It looks fine on the camera, but I just liked this side for some reason. I'm generally not about busy paper unless I'm really gonna make the card simple, like just by putting a greeting on it. I generally prefer to have a neutral designer series paper. Okay, so I'm just going to add that to the front of my card. It covers the entire front, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. There's no border around here. If you're making a lot of these cards, then it's probably better to cut it to 4 inches by 5 1/4, because otherwise you're only going to get 4 pieces out of each paper, designer series paper. Look at that. So pretty. All right, the last piece I need to prep is, okay, I'm throwing things around. I'm going to use my triple banner punch, and this is a piece of 5 1/2 inch by 2 inch real red cardstock. Let me open this up. I'm going to slide this in, make sure it's all the way in, and give it a punch. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It just cuts that off. It also has guides for 1 1/2 and 1 inch, so you can just easily add that V on there. And then we'll take some Tombow. I was going to tie a bow in advance, and apparently I guess I didn't do that, so I'm going to have to do that now. Okay. I am so convinced I tied a bow, but I guess I didn't. Oh my goodness. All right. So then I'm just going to add this on here. I love that I have a little wreath on this one. Okay. Add that on here. This card is so easy. A caveman could do it. All right. It's been such a long time since I've hand tied a bow. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it without a bow maker. Let's tighten it up a bit. Go back and forth a bit. This ribbon is really nice. This is the Ornate Garden ribbon, and it comes in an old olive ribbon and an orangey color ribbon. I think it's terracotta tile or pumpkin pie. I'm not sure, but there's green and orange ribbon in this pack. Let me make this just a wee bit smaller. Okay, there's my bow. It's not as pretty as this one though, right? I don't know. So that would be the bow that I would tie with this. If I tied it with my bow maker. Retying time. Okay, Stampin' Up does not sell this, but sometimes it's really good to have a little bow maker in your craft room because it makes it really easy to tie quick bows. And perfectly sized bows, right? Okay. All right, I cheated. I just didn't like the other one because it didn't look the same as this one. So, oh, yes. Issues. Okay, I'm going to take a mini glue dot and put it on the knot of my bow. And then just add that right here. So I'll tell you why I chose Old Olive on here. Because, well, first of all, there's a lot of Old Olive in the card. And I want the focus to be on the picture. Oh, and I forgot to add some little elements. These little guys right here. And I'm going to use my pointer tool because I find it actually easier sometimes to lift things up with this side than I do the take your pick side. Let me add some stars on here. So the Old Olive ribbon is like a neutral color on here. And these little stars, by the way, oh, come on, are from all the trimmings pack. Okay. They have other little doodads. Okay, so now my card is finished. But I don't want something that is going to take the attention away from the cute little scene that I created, right? The Old Olive bow really blends in to my backdrop, right? But when you see it in person, it's there, it's pretty, it's elegant, but it doesn't steal the thunder away from my scene. So I often go back to the base color. I could have done a real red bow as well, but the real red bow would have really popped this corner a lot more. The Old Olive just kind of blends down into nothing. Or if I had used like a Whisper White, that would have been okay as well. But if I had used something contrasting, the real red would have just like really kind of just brought attention to the bow, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But I just kind of wanted like more of a neutral blending out like that. And I think that's just pleasing to the eye. This is the type of card that I like to do just to make me happy. It just makes me happy to stamp a scene and color it and not have to think too hard. Like there was no die cutting in here. It was just a punch and just simple stamping and just coloring. Oh, that just makes me happy. Makes me so, so happy today. Especially since I'm tired from the wake up call at 4 a.m. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to look back at the comments. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Karen from New Jersey, and Kathy in Michigan, and Amy. Good morning, Amy from Washington State. And Dee. Hello, Dee. Dee texted me this morning, so I've already said hello to her, but she's from Missouri, and Connie's from Denmark. Good morning. My fire, Dee says, my fireman friend says to replace alarms every 5 years if possible, even though it says 10 years. Yeah, and these ones are hardwired in, and I didn't install them, so I just, but I can't imagine. I mean, it could be. I mean, we've been here 6 years now, so I don't know how soon it happened. So, like, we're definitely not on near the 10-year mark. It could be approaching the 5-year mark. I can't remember when that happened with our alarm thing, but you would think that, they wouldn't go wonky after 5 years. I'm just hoping that it doesn't start beeping in the middle of the night every night, because I will I will I will get upset. I'm a baby. I need my sleep. All right. Um, oh, Amy says that she was adopted and she's so thankful to her birth parents and her adoptive parents. Yeah, and so I love this stamp set because Stampin' Up is giving back to those charities. So that's awesome. And that's, like between the three, between foster care, adoption, and infertility, I'm sure we know someone's life that has been touched by that, and so important to support those things. Um, Good morning from Wisconsin. It's this morning it was quite cold. It was near freezing, so I'm sure Wisconsin was probably the same. Dee says, I like the way you did the roof with the alternating light and dark, keeping the theme simple instead of blending different shades. Very clean looking. Yeah. It's also the lazy look today. I just wanted like just clean. I know I should do a lighter spot, and I just sometimes I just want to color and not think about it, right? Some days it's just about me and my wants and coloring, and not so much about how artistic I'm being. But even so, I have to say that even though I didn't do anything fancy with the card, I think it still looks pretty cute. It's just a cute card, and just fun. And sometimes we don't have to be fancy over the top. This card just makes me feel satisfied. And that's what it should be about. And if it makes you feel satisfied and happy to create a little piece of art like this, that's what it's about, right? D says also a 1 inch or a ½ inch punch. Yeah, probably a ½ inch punch would also work around the wreath as well, and keeping the lines clean too. Yes. Except Stampin' Up right now doesn't sell those tiny circle punches. So, but I still have them because everyone should have circle punches in a variety of sizes if they're a paper crafter, because that's just so important. But just to grab some scissors and go around, that wasn't a problem at all. And let me grab my paper. It is across the room, of course. I should have brought it over here. The Trimming the Town Designer Series paper. Let me turn this way. Look at all those little wreaths. Look at all of them. You get like 2 pages of wreaths. So you could cut those out and use them on your little town pieces as well. I didn't have to stamp it. But what I love about this stamp set, once the paper is gone, you still have the stamp set and the dies, so you can continue to make all the wreaths that you want. So it's kind of a fun thing, either or. Alice is here from Indiana. And thank you for sharing, Alice. Um, I like the stripe side better. Um, you're right. Too busy. Oh yeah, the paper, like the people paper versus versus the back side, which is the green stripy side. I'm a neutral paper person. I really like the neutral backgrounds and then letting the focal point do the job. Um, let's see. Janine's here. Hello, Janine. Karen said, "Oh yeah, terracotta tile and old olive for the ribbon. Good, thank you. Someone's paying attention. I knew it was an orange color and I wasn't sure. The that ribbon, wherever it went to, this one, the Ornate Garden ribbon. This one comes in old olive and terracotta tile. I didn't write the color names on here, but those two come together. Terracotta tile would be good maybe for your fall or spring projects, but old olive ribbon. I go through a lot of green ribbon because it looks really great with anything nature. So I really like green ribbon a lot. But the terracotta tile is also really pretty, especially for fall. If you have fall projects, you can use it up on that. Oh, Amy says, where did I get my bow maker? You know, I bought it at someone's retreat, and I I didn't buy it directly online, but I can find out for you if you would like. It is, I have to say, I really like it. Promoting non-Stampin' Up products, I am not, but we don't have a bow maker, and I like it because it's wooden, tactile like wood, and also it has like a certain, like it's not, these poles on here aren't slidey, so that it grips well. So if you're having to tie a lot of bows for you know craft fair projects and stuff, it's really nice to have one. And this one you can just move the little pegs to different sizes. It's really easy to do double bows as well, like double looped bows. So I will find out, and I will post it. I have to do some research. I have no idea where my original packaging is from. I don't like to tie bows on camera for that reason, because it isn't a Stampin' Up product, and so I usually pre-tie them. You know, the bow I hand tied wasn't bad, but it just didn't have, I don't know, the way the ends came forward. I like it better on the bow maker. Okay, I'm talking too much, right? Okay, let's keep going. Good morning, Mary. Mary says the car is so cute. Isn't the car cute? It is so cute. Those cars, I've never owned one, but they are so adorable. Okay. Anna's here from sunny Arizona. Hello, Arizona, where things are warmer. And Beverly from Quebec. Love Quebec. Alice says, we are foster parents. Have an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old, both girls. Oh, that's so awesome. I think that is just an awesome thing, to be foster parents, because that is such an important thing. Um, okay. Janine says, less is more sometimes. Yes, how true. Okay, Dee says, I got my bow maker on Amazon, and it has a semicircle on the underside to make big puffy bows too. Yeah, you know, there's bow makers all over the place, I'm sure. I really like mine. I had, for a long time, I had like a bow maker that you use to make really big bows, like for Christmas trees and stuff. Eventually, I got rid of it, and probably in one of my moves. But this one is nice. There's probably a plethora if you look, but I actually really like this one. I like that it is wooden. It matches all the other wooden holders that I have. Like I have a Stampin' Blends wooden holder. My ink pad holder is wooden. And so it just makes me happy to have it. I stick this goes on top of my Stampin' Blends holder, so I always know where it is, and it's the same color of wood. It just makes me happy. I don't know why. But yeah, there's all sorts of different types of bow makers out there. So that's the fun thing about making bows. All right, guys. Let me see. Okay, let me talk about some things. If you need any of the products I talked about today, please go down below in the description of this video and it will link over to my blog where there is a supply list and you can find all the supplies that I use for this card today. If you want to join the Casing Tuesday Facebook group, because we share our cards on there. It's not just me. We have a group of bloggers that share, and we invite everyone else to share as well. It's not just our blogger group that shares on there. So we have lots of cards by the end of the week that are on our Facebook post. So if you want to join that group, just click on over to the link is down below. Just click on over. I also wanted to say I have a new tutorial coming out. Let me grab. I hope to have it ready by tomorrow, but I don't know if that's gonna work. But I'll have it ready by the end of the week. But ta-da! I'll show it to you because it's already designed and the tutorial is photographed. I just haven't put the PDF together yet, and that's kind of important if you want to sell the tutorial. So it's this awesome little drawer set. So cute, right? Little drawer set. So it's like a drawer gift box. And what would I stick in my drawer gift box? Well, I'm going to put some ribbon. And look at, I folded up these little stamps, postage stamps. Okay, like that. I took out the middle little pieces of paper, and then I was able to like fold it down so you can like add a little thing of stamps. So mine's gonna be like a little I don't know if I have my tags in here. Oh yeah, and then on the top I'm gonna put little tags. So mine's gonna be like a little tag gift set, and this tutorial is going to be free with a minimum $15 order. So if you see something today you like, say you want to get the coming home stamp set, so money can be donated to charity, you can choose this as your free with purchase tutorial. And I have over 70 tutorials that you can choose from if you don't like this one. But isn't this cute? I love drawer sets. Doesn't that make you happy? So cute. And this, I think, would also make a really cute craft fair sale item, don't you think? With the little drawers and yeah. And you can put different things in the drawers. That's just my idea, like with the tags. You could sell it as a little tag gift set, a roll of ribbon. Of course, you wouldn't put the postage stamps in there if you were selling at a craft fair, but you know, the idea is that it's a little tag kit. You don't put the ribbon on all the tags yet. You give them the ribbon and then they add them, because I think this is the Ornate tag topper punch, right? So it has the ribbon holes in there already, so you just need to add the ribbon to there. And it kind of makes it special. It kind of makes it like it's a little kit. So yeah, that's gonna be my new little tutorial coming out this week. And I think it's just in time for like the gift giving season. Like this would be good to make now, so you can give it to someone at the beginning of December before they start making their gifts. Or if you're not putting tags in there, so you're putting chocolate in there. Chocolate, so good. That would be a really cool thing to have as a gift set as well. All right, guys, I think I've talked about everything. Oh, and Friday, I have a new tutorial coming out on YouTube. So I will be doing a live 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday. So I will see you then. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.